pinili ko yung tax and accounting practice kasi doon ako mas na-excite, doon ako mas na-inspire. Kasi ang corporate world, once alam mo na yung trabaho mo, routine na eh. Kaya kung yung nakakahon, madami ako natulungan magkaroon ng trabaho. I started the Tax Academy sa association. Can remember 5 right now na nag-start na ng kanilang business because of that academy. Ako yung youngest. Ako lang nakatapos sa amin. Tatanda yung parents ko, magkakasakit, eventually mamatay, baka hindi ko man lang mapa-hospital, hindi ko man lang nailibing ng maganda. Ligaw na ligaw ako, ano bang kukunin ko? Financial consideration na lang, mura ang tuition, hindi ka na mamamasahin, hindi ka na bibili ng mga T-square, accounting, ballpen lang, tsaka papel, tsaka isang calculator. I have to work as well to support my education kasi medyo sumasablay na yung padala ng parents. I work at SM Cubao. I left Philippines in 1992 to work in
Saan
Libya.
kinikita
Nakabila
mo?
kami doon. Nasa US na kami. Biglang dumating ang Canada. Sabi ko, lipat na tayo sa Canada. Dito, permanent resident agad tayo pagdating. Bumalik ako sa school. Saka yung stress, yung baon ng pera, unti-unting nauubos.
Oo, nagamit mo yun, yung mga
Yes.
ipon mo dito sa Canada while you were starting.
Dito naubos sa Canada yung ano. I was working full-time from 2007 to 2022, 15 years. And then I'm doing tax and accounting on the side. But then I think when I have enough clients to replace the income that I would be losing from full-time employment, I decided to go full-time 2 years ago. I don't have any regrets doing it full-time. Mas flexible yung oras ko. And then, okay naman. It's financially rewarding. So whatever salary I lost, mas malaki pa yung nakuha ko doing the tax practice full-time.
What about the decision before that? Did you, was it an easy decision to make? Did you plan for it before you actually
It's not
made the
an
leap?
easy decision to make. Siyempre, nandun yung kaba mo na paano kung wala akong kliyente, paano kung hindi ko ma-replace yung salary ko na mawawala. Yung for employment, sure na every month meron ka matatanggap every payday. But I'm stressed now already. And ang daming masasakit sa katawan ko. Kasi ang dami mong deadlines. You have to be up 8 o'clock to make sure na kahit work from home ka, baka ma-check ng boss, hindi ka nagtatrabaho. So even if you don't want to wake up, you have... I'm struggling to wake up
Right,
8 o'clock and start working. So sabi ko, hindi na maganda sa health. So it's either I prioritize my health or still do the full-time job and the tax and accounting practice on the side. But yeah, like I said earlier, I have no regrets leaving my full-time job.
So kaya rin siguro, kasi I'm sure marami, that's why I had to follow up that question, because I'm sure marami rin nag-iisip nga na parang at what point can I leave my job and start this once my expertise has gone high enough, no? Pero syempre there's that fear. Anong tip mo dun sa mga nag-iisip ng ganun? Dapat ba may ipon na kayo? May fallback?
You have to be ready kasi nga itong tax and accounting practice, fallback ko siya eh. Saka this is something I want to do when I retire. So mag-ipon ka ng kliyente while doing your full-time job. And when I decided, nakukuha ko na halos pareho na yung sweldo ko sa income doon sa tax and accounting practice. So sabi ko, I have to give up one. Kasi like they said, you cannot serve 2 masters at one time. So pinili ko yung tax and accounting practice. Kasi doon ako mas na-excite, doon ako mas na-inspire. Kasi ang corporate world, once alam mo na yung trabaho mo, routine na eh. Yun din siguro isa kong na-discover sa sarili ko. I always want to change. So kasi ang tax is very dynamic, evolving every year, may mga bagong pronouncement, may bago kang aralin. And this is something I want to do. Ayaw ko yung nakakahon. Pag alam mo na kasi yung trabaho, kahit nakapikit ka, wala nang challenge. So na-burnout ako, na-stress ako. Kaya nag-full-time na ako sa tax and accounting.
Kaya lang nagsimula yung love mo for accounting? Sabi mo, ito yung gusto mong gawin when you retire. Has it always been your career? Like, what did you take up in college and how did
Actually,
you
ayaw
end
ko na
up being-
accounting before. I came from a family of 6. Ako yung youngest. Ako lang nakatapos sa amin. And hindi naman hirap na hirap. Middle income siguro. Pero wala nakatapos doon sa first 5 brothers and sisters ko. Yung iba ayaw mag-aral. Yung iba nag-asawa ka agad. When it was time to enter college, sabi ko kung hindi ako, wala nang pag-asa sa family namin. Wala nang nakatapos. So kaya pinagsikapan ko na makatapos. Mahirap kasi working student ako. And sabi ko, tatanda yung parents ko, magkakasakit or eventually mamatay. Baka hindi ko man lang mapa-hospital, hindi ko man lang nailibing ng maganda. So, yeah. Kaya yun na lagi isang drive ko to finish college. Saka, yun na nga, natupad ko naman yung ano ko sa parents ko. And even now, I'm partially supporting my sisters there. Hindi naman araw-araw, hindi naman buwan-buwan. Pero when they need, nakakabigay naman. Coming from a family na ang hirap mag-decide kasi walang mag-guide sa'yo. Walang nakatapos na, ito magandang profession para sa'yo. Walang ganun. Saka noon naman kasi walang guidance counseling, yung career guidance counseling. Mas lalo na kung nasa probinsya ka sa mga... Walang magtuturo sa'yo, walang magtatap sa'yo na you are good at this. Baka maganda to. Parang dito sa Canada, di ba? High school pa lang, alam na nila kung
may career counseling.
Yung career na bagay sa kanilang aptitude dito sa Pilipinas. Although sa Pilipinas meron na yata ngayon. Pero during my time, parang ligaw na ligaw ako ano bang kukunin ko. So ang ano na lang naging is financial consideration na lang, murang tuition, hindi ka na mamamasahe, hindi ka na bibili ng mga T-square or gamit sa engineering. Accounting, ballpen lang tsaka papel. Saka isang calculator, yun lang ang pupuhunanin mo. I think it's happening now in the Philippines na may mga career counseling para malagay sa tamang direction yung bata. Saka isa pa, yun nga sa atin, di ba yung basta office job, basta white collar job, parang glamorous. Pero without knowing na, madami kasi nag-take ng course na dahil nurse ang auntie mo, nurse ang nanay mo, yung ganun. So, hindi nakukuha yung tamang profession na angkap doon sa aptitude ng tao.
You ended up really loving, yun nga, it wasn't your first choice.
Yes.
You ended up loving it. You ended up excelling in what you did.
Nung high school ako, I was good in chemistry. I was good in languages. So, nung lumuwas na ako ng Maynila to decide.
From where? Which province?
I'm from Quezon province. So lumuwas ng Maynila, sabi nung ate ko, malayo kung mag-engineering ka, malayo sa University Belt kasi nasa Quezon City sila. Then sabi niya, mag-accounting ka na lang. After 2 years, pwede kitang ipasok sa kaibigan ko para makapagtrabaho ka kaagad. So madali daw ipasok ang accounting. Saka mas mura, mas malapit sa bahay nila, isang sakay lang. So yeah.
The practical considerations
for practical consideration. Also,
buti na lang nagustuhan mo.
Nagustuhan ko na siya later on. Yeah,
So you left your love for chemistry and languages. Did it come up at any point in your life? Kasi
hindi. Actually, I tried shifting to journalism. One summer ako sa UP. Pero ang hirap makapasok. So tinuloy ko na yung accounting. And then I have to work as well to support my education kasi medyo sumasablay na yung padala ng parents. I work at SM Cubao. So malapit sa school, bumalik ako sa accounting.
Okay, and before you left the Philippines, you were already an established, you were working for a reputable company there.
Yeah,
right?
I work as an auditor sa PricewaterhouseCoopers sa Pilipinas, locally known as Carlos Valdez and Company. I was working there for 5 years until a client of ours hired us to work in North Africa. So, di ako makaipon sa Pilipinas. Alam mo naman ang sweldo sa Pilipinas. And then,
kahit na ganun yung estado mo, kahit
maano
na
lang.
position mo.
Experience-wise, maganda yung experience sa audit.
Yes.
And then you get to go places, mga probinsya, may mga kliyente.
Yung exposure mo, the things that you learn.
Nakaka-travel ka around the Philippines for free. So doon ko
Hindi lang.
naranasan yung unang sakay sa eroplano, unang sakay sa private helicopter, unang stay sa 5-star hotel because of audit.
job, oo.
Yeah. So I left Philippines in 1992 to work in North Africa.
You decided to take that offer of your client.
Yes.
No.
I tried to apply sa Saipan, sa US, pero andito na yung offer, wala nang hirap, wala nang interview kasi kliyente na namin yung nag-hire sa amin. And Filipino company siya, so sabi ko, di ba yung maloko ka o madaya ka sa application mo, I choose being hired by that Filipino company na may operation sa North Africa.
And how was that? How was the experience? How long did you stay there?
I stayed there for 13 years. I
Which
met my wife
country is this?
in
Saan?
Libya.
Sa
In Libya.
Libya.
Yeah. So that's
Oh,
North
okay.
Africa. Then meron kaming operations sa Germany, Russia, and Austria. Medyo napapasyalan din namin yung lugar na yon. But mostly I am based in Libya. So I met my wife there. Nurse siya sa Libya. All my 3 kids were born there. Kaya malaking part of my life was in Libya.
Alam natin na kahit sang sulok ng mundo may
The
Pilipino.
Filipino, yes.
Pero can you paint us a picture? We're not very familiar. Like, how is the dynamics of the Filipino community in Libya? Marami ba tayo doon?
Yeah,
Course, may
madaming
nurse.
Pilipino sa Libya and well-respected kasi karamihan mga nurses and technical and skilled workers. Kukunti yung domestic. So, mataas ang tingin nila sa mga Pilipino sa Libya. And Filipinos among Asian, sila yung medyo may mataas na sweldo compared to Indian, Pakistani, and other Asian nationalities. Mataas ang nila sa Pilipino sa Libya.
Did you enjoy your stay there?
Medyo maluwag ang buhay. You have free accommodation, may allowance pa. You can go home every 6 months with free ticket for the whole family, paid months vacation. Yeah, I enjoyed my life there.
You were
Yes.
getting this all from the company, no? And 13 years, you
13
said,
years,
no?
yeah.
During that time, did you experience any conflicts outside looking into Libya? May mga conflicts sa mga lugar na yan. They're heavily sanctioned, no?
Matahimik pa noon because we were there before the war. Ang problema lang noon is because of the US sanction, walang eroplano lumilipad sa Libya. So, if we want to go on vacation sa Pilipinas, nagbabarko kami papuntang Malta, which is our transshipment point. Doon kami sumasakay ng eroplano going to the Philippines. Mahirap yung sa barko kasi tulakan, walang disiplina kasi ang ang Libyans. Walang sistema. So, mahirap talaga. Pero yeah, nakaya na naman.
Oo. Gaano katagal yung biyahe?
Overnight.
Sa
Umaga
barko.
nasa Malta ka na. So pag nakarating ka ng Malta, parang iba yung pakiramdam mo. Parang freedom. Malaya to do what you want. Kasi sa Libya, medyo restricted yung kilos.
I get the sense that you're very adventurous also, no?
Oh yeah,
In
yeah.
terms of the things na mga nangyari. So from Libya, that's when you moved to Canada?
Nag-US muna kami.
Okay.
So, because we were waiting for our Canadian visa, sabi ko baka hindi na na-approve because I applied for the second time. Yung una kasing visa approval ko, hindi ko ginamit. So,
Na-approve ka na ng
na-approve
Canada
na ako
dati.
pero single pa ako noon.
Okay.
So, nung na-approve yun, bagong panganak yung panganay ko, and I'm still enjoying Libya. So, sabi ko, wala naman kami kamag-anak dito na magsasabi, oy, punta kayo dito, maganda dito, or susuportahan namin kayo pagdating nyo dito. So, I applied for the second time, family na kami lahat, natagalan ng approval. It took us 5 years to get the approval. Nasa US na kami nung ma-approve yung permanent resident visa ko dito sa Canada. Mataas pa ang points ng accountant noon. So, I applied using my profession.
Okay, but you already were supposed to say, kumbaga kung hindi ka na-approve sa Canada, you were gonna be living in the US na.
Yes,
that
pumunta
time.
kami doon, adventure, naka-visitor visa para hindi mati-TNT, nag-student. And then, but while waiting for the work visa, meron na akong pinagtatrabahuhan na nag-sponsor na aking work permit. So lumabas yung work permit, kaya lang, still my wife cannot work. Kasi dependent ko sila.
Oo.
So, biglang dumating ang Canada. Sabi ko, lipat na tayo sa Canada. Dito, permanent resident agad tayo pagdating. After 2 years, pwede ka na mag-apply for citizenship. So that's why we moved here.
At that time, 2 years. Nag-iiba-iba kasi. No?
Oo, 2
Ngayon,
years
3
noon.
years. Why did you decide to leave Libya?
Lumalaki yung mga bata. Sooner or later, papauwiin ko sila sa Pilipinas para mag-aral sa university. So maghihiwalay-hiwalay kami. So just the thought of being separated, hindi ko kaya. So we took the big leap of leaving Libya, the comfort of Libya, para mag-try dito sa US or Canada. And okay naman. So far so good sa Canada.
When did you move to Canada? What year was that?
That was February 2007. Kasagsagan ng snow nung dumating kami, tuwan-tuwa pa kami.
Oo nga, February.
And yung amin tinira, nasa Peterborough, ang layo. So, then after 2 weeks, lumipat kami ng Toronto kasi nakakuha na kami ng basement na uupahan. And then,
Adventure. So you had 3 kids na din. 3 kids ba all in all? O nagkaroon pa ng baby dito sa Canada?
Wala na.
Wala na baby dito sa Canada.
Magwa 1-year-old yata yung bunso ko nung nandito kami.
When you went to Canada, wala ka pang trabaho?
Yes, wala pang trabaho.
Oo. How did you navigate the professional landscape?
Nag-send out ng resume. I was lucky kasi after 2 weeks nakakuha na ako ng trabaho as an accountant. Yung asawa ko, medyo from being a nurse. She did some
other things muna before becoming a nurse.
Nagtrabaho sa bakery, nagtrabaho sa kung ano-anong trabaho. But I was lucky kasi nga yung experience ko din sa US nakatulong.
And then from then?
Lipat-lipat na ng company kung saan may magandang offer. I moved to about 5 companies.
At least maganda pala yung start mo dito. You were already an accountant. You could already practice kung ano yung pinapractice mo
Hindi,
dati.
bumalik ako sa school. Para makuha ko yung CPA designation dito sa Canada. Saka yung first job ko, syempre you're not getting your market rate kasi bagong dating ka, walang Canadian experience, hindi ka designated sa Canada. Nagsimula ako sa hindi naman kababaan pero you're not being paid what's your worth as an accountant. Kaya bumalik ako sa school. It took me 2 years to get my CPA designation. The good thing lang is libre yung tuition kasi mabait yung company pinagtrabahuhan ko. So kahit bumabagsak ako, binabayaran pa nila yung tuition because I can do it part-time. One subject per semester.
Attention sa ano mo eh.
I can remember all weekends nasa library ako doing assignments, studying. So,
So you must have been an expert on time management now because you had kids then.
Yes.
And then you were a new immigrant.
Saka yung stress yung baon ng pera unti-unting nauubos. Kasi you have to buy bed,
lahat
yung mga gamit mo kung walang magbigay sa'yo ng second hand, you have to buy it yourself. So, yun yung isang stress ng bagong immigrant.
To think sa Libya, ang ganda na, ang komportable ng kinikita mo.
Nakabila kami doon.
Nakabila kayo doon.
May company car, may allowance pa. Yeah.
Yung wife mo, nahirapan din ba sa paglipat? Yung mga bata, siguro they were probably...
hindi naman yung mga bata. Yung wife ko ang medyo naging malaking struggle kasi nurse nga siya sa atin. Knowing na yung how to be a registered nurse here.
Ang hirap.
Matagal ang process. Especially before. Ngayon medyo mabilis na yung mga nurse.
May mga
kasi
may mga ibang procedure
may
na
representation na yung mga nurses group dito eh.
Now kasi I know that you also help in the Filipino community,
Yes.
Other struggling accountants. Tell us about that. What you do
So
for the community?
I was president of the Association of Filipino Canadian Accountants for 2021 and 22. And isa sa mga advocacies namin is helping newly landed accountants or even before they leave Philippines or somewhere else, inaano namin sila, orient on how to become an accountant here. We provide training, networking, para madali yung assimilation dito sa Canada. Yeah, something which is lacking before when I was here. Yun pa rin ang aming focus. We are working with CPA Ontario. Meron kaming CPA information sessions 3 times a year. So even accountants who are based in Saudi Arabia, in the Philippines, pwedeng sumali sa information session where CPA Ontario presents the process that's required for you to become a designated CPA here in Canada.
How difficult and circuitous is it compared to, for example, the nurses, mahirap maging registered nurse dito compared to being an accountant? Ganun din baka tedious? Mag-aaral din ulit.
Nag-aaral ulit. Actually, mas mahirap ang CPA board sa Pilipinas kaysa dito sa Canada.
Oh, that's good to know for our Filipino accountants.
Maganda ang training ng accountant sa Pilipinas compared here. Pero syempre, may advantage when dito ka nakatapos.
Oo.
Yeah, pero yeah, I should say mas maganda ang training ng accountants sa Pilipinas.
Kumbaga, hindi na sila mahihirapan kunin yung mga certification test
Hindi
dito.
na
Pero
siguro.
kailangan mag-aral eh.
Oo.
That's probably deterring a lot of them kasi una, mahal ang tuition.
Ang mahal ng tuition, $1,000, more than $1,000 each subject. Eh kung 8 subject, di 8,000. Plus ginagawa mo lang part-time
Baka
kasi you have
local
a job.
rate pa yan. Pag international student,
Yeah.
mas mataas pa siguro. O, tas may trabaho ka pa.
May trabaho
diba?
ka pa din. Meron kung maliliit na anak. Kung maliliit pa yung mga anak mo. Kung...
Would you say that was one of the most stressful stages of your life?
Yes, oo.
Yung
Yun ang,
paglipat
yung
dito.
pagsisimula.
Pero
later
nagsimula
on,
ka sa Libya, nagsimula ka sa US, nagsimula ka sa Canada. Ano dun sa tatlo ang pinaka-stressful?
siguro yung dito sa Canada. Kasi sa Libya, we were provided.
Oo, may
So,
ano na yan.
yung sweldo
May
mo nga,
support ng company.
halos hindi mo na magalaw eh. Kasi libre
sagot,
bahay, libre
oo.
pagkain, libre kotse. So,
Nagamit mo yun, yung mga
Yes.
ipon mo dito sa Canada while you were starting.
dito na ubos sa Canada yung ano. no, when we were starting, kasi yung baon namin, then nung nasa US din, ang dami kong nagastos sa
Gastos,
immigration lawyer kasi nga from tourist to student to work permit, babayaran mo yung lawyer. Yeah. Pero
Wow,
so far, so good.
you've had an interesting, colorful
Oo.
life. Oo. What can you say about that journey?
Well, it's worth it.
Reflecting.
Yeah. Kasi you learn a lot. You learn a lot from that experience. So, wala namang nasayang na panahon.
Oo.
Yeah. And I am enjoying my profession. It's financially rewarding, if I should say. Sakto naman sa makangailangan. And sometimes may sobra pa.
Dito naman sa Canada, how do you like it? How do you like living here? Do you see yourself, because you've been moving one place to another, do you see yourself settling here for good?
Yes, I see myself settling here for good. Pauwi-uwi sa Pilipinas because I still have 2 sisters there. So, habang buhay pa. Kasi I'm the youngest in the family. So, habang buhay, mabisita ko sila. Tsaka gusto ko din kasi yung mga farming. So ano ngayon ako, I've been watching farming vlogs sa YouTube. Kasi gusto ko magka-farm sa Pilipinas. So we have a little plot of land sa Quezon. So yung mga mana-mana. So I want to
Convert it
to a farm.
So may posibilidad mag-retire sa Pilipinas?
Siguro kung kaya ko pang magbiyahe ng 16 hours and then if I'm still healthy. Otherwise, kung hindi ako healthy, I would not stay in the Philippines. Mahal ang healthcare doon. Dito libre
that's
sa atin,
true.
di ba? Kung healthy ka pa at makaka-travel ka pa, why not? Kasi iba din naman yung saya na nasa Pilipinas ka. Yeah, yung connecting with your relatives, connecting your coworkers, connecting with people from before. So masarap naman doon. Kaya lang, yun nga, kung hindi ka na healthy at magastos
mahal
ang
kasi.
healthcare, so dito ka na lang sa Canada.
Yung mga iba pang advantages or pros of living in Canada naman?
Dito kasi pantay-pantay lahat. Walang janitor ka lang, walang nilalang lang yung mga blue-collar jobs, like carpentero ka lang, mekaniko ka lang. Yung difference between the have and the have-nots dito, hindi masyadong ramdam. Kasi Pilipinas, naiilang na ako yung minamam ka ng even yung mga sales ladies sa SM. Kasi binisita ko yung SM nung bumalik ako.
Trabaho ka doon
Oo.
dati. Meron pa rin, SM Cubao.
Yeah, SM Cubao. Ibang-iba na
Oo.
from the SM that I know before. Yun nga, yung the great divide between the rich and the poor. Dito, palos pare-pareho. So, yun ang isang magandang situation natin dito sa Canada.
What about your kids? Do they love it here? And what are your vision for them? What are their trajectories?
Lahat sila nasa university now. Actually, ayaw na nila umuwi ng Pilipinas eh. So, gusto nila kung uuwi man, diretso sa resort. Because they experience nung medyo bata-bata pa sila, na-experience nila yung traffic, yung ulan, Nasa Mega Mall lang kami. Ang aming condo ay nasa somewhere walking
Malapit.
distance.
Oo.
Hindi kami makakuha ng taxi.
Oo.
Ang traffic, ang init, umuulan. So parang natrauma sila sa
Oo.
Pilipinas. But I hope someday, ayaw naman nilang ibenta yung bahay namin sa Pilipinas. So they might have a plan later on of going back.
I want to get your insights. Anong sa tingin mong kailangan hanaping factors ng mga boboto sa isang leader, specifically for example here in Ontario for the premier?
Someone who can deliver his promises. Ngayon, ramdam na natin yung mahal na mga bilihin, right? Because of inflation and other factors. So, someone who can help alleviate those hardships. Saka yung mortgage, ang taas ng interest natin. I was hit by that, 10 times increase in interest rates over a year. So, hanggang ngayon, I still feel yung hirap pagbabayad ng mortgage because of high interest rate. Saka yung mahal ang bili because ako yung namamalengke most of the time sa family kasi I'm the one driving, asawa ko hindi man nagda-drive. So ramdam ko yung mahal ng bilihin dito sa Canada. So I'm looking for someone who can deliver, hindi lang lip service, someone who can help alleviate the high cost of living.
Just some tips, no, now that it's taxation season. Sa karamihan ng mga magfa-file, ano yung kailangan nilang tandaan and ano yung mga ibang misconceptions on saan usually nagkakamali?
You must have a good system of recording and filing your documents. Dapat organize ka. That is the very basic requirement of being able to file a correct tax return. Kung sabog-sabog yung files mo, hindi mo alam kung ano yung pinagbayaran mo, hindi mo alam kung ano yung donation na ginawa mo, it would be hard for your accountant to file your tax, even for you to organize your tax information. Especially now, ang taas-taas ng penalty for late filing, 5% of the amount owing, plus 1% of the amount up to a maximum of 12 months. So 5% of tax owing plus 1% of the amount for just filing late. Plus may interest pa yan. So imagine kung hindi ka organized, late ka mag-file, you will be paying a lot of money.
When is it wise to hire an accountant versus filing it themselves? Parang ano ba yung mga isip ko, hey, kailangan ko na ata ng accountant.
If you have a simple tax situation, isang employment, you can do it yourself. Especially na merong simple file program ang government na you can file. If they think that you have a very simple tax situation, sila na nga mag-i-email sa'yo if you want to try this simple filing na program ng government. Pero kung your tax situation is medyo complicated, I would suggest
ano yung mga complicated? What falls under
so aside from
complicated?
employment, meron kang business, meron kang properties, meron kang other investment activities. Saka yung for a family, I would recommend filing as one. Kasi madaling maglipat ng credits from the spouse to the wife, from kids to the parents, lalo na yung tuition credit. So kung hiwa-hiwalay kayo, at
Ng filing,
especially kung iba-iba yung accountant, baka hindi ma-maximize yung credits nyo. So most probably, mababa ang refund or you will pay something kasi nga hindi na ma-maximize yung availment ng tax credits.
So pwede pala yun, family filing.
Hindi, siwalay pa rin pero isang gumagawa.
Kailangan isa lang ang gumawa para alam niya yung ibang mga...
Yes. Especially yung yung software na ginagamit namin, hindi siya yung yung one tax return software. Software na mismo ang you just have to confirm. Software na naglilipat-lipat to have a maximum refund. So, i-check na lang namin kung tama yung lipat-lipat niya.
Ano ito, AI na rin?
Ha?
AI na rin? Intuitive na rin? Grabe, no? So, pwede na pala yun, ano? No, it's just amazing how, the advances in technology can make all of these things supposedly easier if you understand it. If you don't understand it, sasabog yung utak mo na parang ano na ba itong nangyayari dito. What are the most common benefits that taxpayers miss?
Yesterday, I was giving a tax seminar sa mga elderly. So isang group of seniors from Quezon, about 30-40 people. Di nila alam yung diabetes pala is now considered a disability sa CRA. So if you are diabetic, type 1, type 2, you can apply for disability tax credit. I am diabetic too, so I applied for a disability tax credit and I got a lot of refund. Because 10 years back, pwede mong i-claim eh. Depende sa ano mo, sa income mo din. So you will get 10 years of refund because of that disability tax rate. I was approved. Type 2 diabetic ako. I was approved and I've been telling my clients, my friends, you should avail of this ano.
Oo.
So hindi nila alam.
Oo.
So usually kasi silang gumagawa ng tax return, siguro hindi nila nabalitaan na diabetes is now considered a disability.
Siyempre, we're all busy with our daily lives. May trabaho kami. Pamilya kang inaasikaso. Kasi hindi mo na nakikita. Hindi naman yan laging nasa balita or in your feed.
And also, if tax is not your cup of tea,
Exactly.
hindi ka nag-research, hindi ka nagbabasa, akala mo, kung ano yung na-claim mo before, pwede
Yun
pa
na
rin
yun.
ngayon,
Oo.
most probably will be missing out some benefits.
Even if you go to simple tax companies, like for example, marami mga, ayoko na sabihin yung brand, pero di ba, yung mga marami nakikita natin, marami rin pala silang namimiss.
Yeah, I
no?
was surprising. Nung pagdating ko dito, yung isang sikat na tax preparation company, huwag na natin banggitin, hindi naman pala accountants yung mga tax preparer nila. Yung iba talaga may ano lang, tax preparation lang. But beyond that, beyond the law behind each credit or tax na i-claim mo, they don't know. Kasi
That's legally allowed. Even if you're not an accountant, pala, you
hindi
can
pa,
assist.
unlike US, hindi pa regulated ang tax preparation dito sa Canada. So anyone can prepare and file someone's taxes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hindi
'Cause
pa
I thought parang everything here in Canada is so strict kung sino
Oo nga eh.
pwedeng gumawa.
There
I
was a
didn't know that
proposal,
in
matagal na
taxes,
siguro
hindi
nga,
ganun.
2 to 3 years ago, there's a proposal na i-regulate ang tax preparers kasi it's costing CRA a lot of money kasi they have to hire a lot of auditors checking incorrectly prepared income tax. So may proposal nun, kaya lang may mga kumontra, sabi nila they don't want to limit the practice of tax preparation kasi yung dun sa proposal na yon, accountants and lawyers can prepare without registering or passing the whatever requirement the CRA might have. Sa US kasi meron kang enrolled agents ang tawag nila. So kung magpe-prepare ka ng income tax, kailangan meron kang enrolled agent number.
Oo.
So natitrace nila kung sino yung laging mali ang filing.
That sounds Canadian. Why?
Yun na nga eh.
Oo.
So mayroong kasi
That's good
sabi
for
nila
us to
they don't
know.
want to limit the opportunity of earning money sa accountants and lawyers lang. Medyo
that's
humanitarian
inconsistent.
until
But it's
now.
good for us to know, like even for our listeners, diba? Para hindi nila, kasi that's your assumption maybe when you enter those places, kala mo accountant magpa-file sa'yo. So, feeling mo covered ka na. Sila may alam, they're the experts.
Madaming
this is why they
tax
miss some of the
preparers
benefits.
dito na marunong lang mag-type, magpasok, pero the law, the requirements beyond those claims, baka hindi nila alam. Hindi ko nila lahat. Meron namang magaling din na hindi naman CPA pero may experience, marunong. Piliin nyo lang kung sino pagkakatiwalaan mo. Kasi tax preparation, yung pagpili ng accountant is it's a matter of trust and confidence. Kung you get their trust, then piliin mo yung palagay mo makakatulong sa'yo.
Baka marami mga Filipino-Canadians out there who don't really understand the taxes so much and pinapaubaya na lang, for example, sa accountant or kung sino magpa-file. What is the basic knowledge that taxpayers should have when filing their taxes? Kahit na hindi sila yung mag-file, kailangan ba alam din nila? Kasi like for example, with lawyers, meron akong kaso, immigration lawyer. Kailangan naiintindihan ko rin yan kahit na meron akong abogado. Kasi like with taxes, I'm accountable for what I file.
Kasi ganito yun. When you file your income tax, it's your responsibility. Kahit gumamit ka pa ng accountant, the responsibility rests with the taxpayer or the tax filer. Although kahit may accountant ka, pero ikaw pa rin ang fully responsible sa mga information na binigay mo sa accountant mo. So, kung ma-audit ka, ikaw pa rin ang hahabulin ng CRA. Not your accountant, kundi ikaw ang hahabulin ng CRA. You should know the basic information that you should be giving to your accountant. Even yung mga change ng marital status, naghiwalay, nag-divorce, dumating yung asawa, dumating yung anak, those information should be known by the accountant kasi it would affect your tax computations. Accountant din dapat medyo makuha din yung mga ganong kahit minsan personal na minsan nakikiyak pa nga ako sa kliyente pag nag-divorce, nagkikwento. So yeah, those things, yung changes in family status, dapat nakukuha din
Actually,
yun.
sensitive din ang information ng mga hinahawakan
Yes.
ninyo. And you have to know nga all these circumstances. Of course, this is financial. Financial nga, isa yan sa mga very touchy point in a family, in a
Yeah, yeah.
relationship, and you have to be very upfront with your accountant / therapist. That's probably why you like the job.
Gusto ko din yung interaction with clients. Iba-ibang kaso, iba-ibang sitwasyon, iba-ibang kwento.
How do you de-stress nowadays?
Watching movies, Netflix. Usually, nasa office ako 7 days a week. Kasi nag-i-enjoy ako.
7 days a week?
It's not for me anymore.
Oh, okay.
Nai-enjoy ko yung trabaho. Hindi naman all the time. Minsan nag-Google na mga kung ano-ano, nanonood ng vlogs. Pero yeah, most of the time nainip ako sa bahay, especially the kids they have their own life. Nasa kwarto lang. Hindi tulad ng maliliit pa sila na kailangan mong dalahin dito, kailangan mo ipasyal. Ngayon parang empty nester na kami, although nakatira pa rin sa amin yung 3 bata. So, yeah. Saka malapit lang yung office. Like 5 minutes, nasa office na ako.
Okay.
So,
It puts you in that mindset na you're productive.
yes.
What's your favorite movie?
Mga series, mga action. Gusto-gusto ko yung mga international terrorist movies. Ganyan. Legal drama. Even medical drama. Kaya lang ngayon, iniiwasan ko na yung series. Kasi nakakapuyat.
Oo, di ba?
Kasi alas 3 ng madaling araw, gising pa ako. Gusto ko nang matapos.
Akala ko dati, I didn't commit myself to a movie kasi matagal. Sabi ko, series lang kasi may 30 minutes, may 45 minutes. Pero mas committed ka pala kasi may mga kadugtong nga
Ayun na nga
Pag nag-movie ako, sana tapos na.
Ayoko
Ngayon,
mag-umpisa kasi nga 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock gising pa ako. So, nakakasira ng schedule.
Do you read books? Do you
Yes,
still
usually
book?
mga
What's your favorite?
self-improvement books. Dami akong books pa na hindi ko pa nababasa. Kasi sa previous company ko, allowed kaming bumili ng libro as long as it's related to your job. So, yung mga self-improvement books, yun ang pinagbibili ko.
Oo.
Libre. Kasi perks ng being the employee of that company. Medyo maganda yung company na
Dito na yan diba?
Dito na
Dito
sa
na,
Canada. Sila yung
Ang ganda naman ng perk na yan. You can buy
as long as
books.
related to your job. Hardbound pa yung binibili ko
Diba? The good ones, yung ang ganda sa library. Well, you can also use it kasi nagtuturo ka rin naman ng accounting.
Yes, oo.
Diba?
Tsaka yung mahilig ako sa mga self-improvement books.
Nakakatuwa ka kasi yung trabaho, doon ka rin nag-i-enjoy. Diba? Kasi yung iba, self-improvement books for knowledge sake, not for entertainment sake. Pero ikaw
Noong
magkasama
una kasi,
na yan.
when I was in the corporate world, talagang lang, for employment. Para lang misweldo. As 5 years, bored na ako. Oo, so, stress na ako. Hindi ko na gusto. Hindi na ako din productive. Hindi na din ako efficient. Like, minsan, hindi na ako analytical. Laging procedural na lang. Kasi nga, you've been doing it for 5 years. So lately ko lang nalaman or napagtanto na gusto ko pala ito yung laging pabago-bago. Yung lagi ka may aralin, meron kang bagong titingnan. Unlike dun sa na nakakahon na naka-template na kumbaga yung trabaho mo.
It keeps you young. It keeps
Yes,
you
and
agile.
it stimulates your brain. Gusto ko yung challenge na kailangan you should be ahead of your clients, di ba?
Oo.
Kasi gusto ko yun, ako yung unang makakaalam. Ako yung unang magsasabi sa kliyente ko na may bagong ganito. And I'm happy na nakakatulong sa client yung ganong mindset.
Okay, so the busiest time for you in the year is February until
June.
June.
Actually, it starts December kasi nagpaplano ka na. Ano mo na yung mga deadlines ng kliyente, kailan yung mga deadlines nila.
After that, medyo
na.
Medyo lie low na.
Pwede ka na mag-Caribbean.
Kaya this year, anong plano after the tax season?
Uwi ako ng Pilipinas. Hindi pa alam ng asawa ko.
Malalaman niya pag narinig niya to.
And then, meron kaming trip with the kids, with the family. Kasi 60th birthday ko. Spain, Portugal, Morocco. So,
Beautiful.
yeah. So, Kasi madami akong na-miss na travel with them kasi nga because of work.
Nung bata-bata pa sila. Oo. Anong mga life lessons tingin mo na
Be good. Yeah. Spread kindness. Be good with other people kasi it comes to you in return. Saka yung masarap yung feeling na makatulong ka sa iba without expecting anything in return. At the same time, siguro enjoy mo lang yung buhay mo because you'll never know when your breath, your last. Seize the moment. Enjoy the day. Di mo alam bukas. Pagising mo, patay ka na. Nagising pa, no? Patay na pala.
There's gonna be an exciting few months for you. Tax, everything, no? Trabaho. Intellectually stimulating. After that, you're going to the Philippines. Anong plano sa Pilipinas?
May asikasuhin. Then,
Kasama na rin sa 60th birthday mo with your
only
family there,
taon-taon
I
kasi
suppose?
umuwi na ako since COVID
every
time.
year na.
I make it a point to be home. Pilipinas kasi nga yung mga sisters ko. Ako lang umuwi, hindi kasama yung family. So, high school reunion sa Quezon.
Okay.
High school and elementary. And then,
Iba rin ang COVID, no? Marirealize mo na
Oo.
parang you have to see your loved ones once a year, at least if you're far
yeah.
from
So,
each other.
yeah.
Kasi hindi madali yun na every year uwi ka. Diba?
Nainip din ako. Actually, nagtatrabaho din ako doon sa umaga. So, ang ginagawa ko, nagtatrabaho sa umaga.
Grabe ka.
Usually, sa gabi lang naman ako
Nagtatrabaho ka pa rin.
lumalabas kasi mainit naman sa Pilipinas. Alam kung nasa kondo ka lang, maghapon yung aircon mo doon.
Oo.
So, nagtatrabaho ako mostly sa umaga.
Oo.
And then, sa gabi, yung
Saka mo na.
mga dati mong katrabaho, we go out, mga kaklase, mga kapatid ko. Yeah, ganun lang. Pero naiinip ako sa Pilipinas. Kung hindi ako magkatrabaho, nakakainip. Kasi hindi ko na din alam how to go around eh.
Oo.
Ibang-iba na ang Pilipinas.
Oo.
During, nung nandun pa ako na nagkatrabaho. Maliligaw ka na.
Nagda-drive ka pa ba doon?
Hindi
You
na,
have the guts
hindi
to
na.
drive there? Ibang-iba
Nakakatakot.
kasi. Oo.
Yeah, so may pamangkin ako na pag long distance yung trips, pag uwi ng Quezon, kasama ko. Pero around Metro Manila, Grab na lang.
What is something about you na maybe even your family or closest friends don't know about you?
Madali lang akong kausap eh. Wala akong mean bone sa katawan ko. I'm easy to please. Minsan to my fault. Minsan sinasamantala ka na pala. Pero hindi ka pa rin umaangal. Pero I'm easy to go along with. So,
My dad is from Quezon.
oh really?
And parang ganyan siya. Walang mean bone in your body. Yung... Sabi ko, tinuturo ba yan? Ganyan ba talaga mo? Mabait naman talaga ka Quezon. Pero pag nagalit, iba rin.
Oo naman. Pero matagal. Matagal
Oo,
matrigger yung galit mo.
Matagal bago magalit. Where in Quezon are you?
Pagbilao. After Lucena.
Okay.
Next to Lucena is Pagbilao. I was surprised na umuwi ako. May kamag-anak kaming namatay sa Macalelon, Quezon. Ang ganda na ng daan. Hindi ka na dadaan doon sa Bitukang Manok.
Oo,
doon sa
yung
zigzag.
doon kami nagsusuka dati nung bata kami kasi
Oo. Kaya
ang daming
naghihintayan, hindi pwede magsabay.
paikot-ikot. Oo. I remember. Do you remember there's a mermaid there?
Yes. Sa ano yun? Atimunan yata yun.
I forget which area that
Atimunan.
is. But my aunties, yung mga kamag-anak ng daddy
Sa
ko,
seaside yun.
would
Hindi
tell us-
hindi na doon dumadaan.
Hindi na.
Oo, mayroon
nga.
ng sementado na patag na siya.
Oo. Pero naaalala ko lang yung mga kwento. Mga enchanting stories about Sirena. What would have been your alternate career, you think, if you're not doing what you're doing now? What
Siguro
would you be doing?
journalism. Gusto kong magsulat. I was the literary auditor ng aming high school publication.
I can totally see that in you.
And then yung mga makata-makata na na post sa Facebook. And then
Kasi you love learning. You're always
meron
like,
akong journals before. I've been writing. Nung maliit ako, barangay official yung tatay ko eh. So pag may case na sinisettle sa bahay,
nakita mo yung ganong
nakikita ko
klaseng setup.
yung tatay ko na makapag-relate sa tao. Oo,
That's-
parang gusto ko yung trabaho ng journal. Tulad sa inyo, lalo na pag nasa field, sabi
Yes.
nung ko, magiging aktivista ka lang. Walang pera sa journalism. Oh.
I think you're also kasi very adaptable.
Tsaka ang
And
accounting
you
naman
find the good in where you are.
Saka ang accounting is not only numbers. Analysis yan eh. Saka yung reading reading yung mga documents. So, na-apply mo din yung aptitude mo sa language.
Ano yung mga tumatak sa'yo ng mga either natulungan mo or yung mga stories, people that you met who have left a mark?
Madami akong natulungan tao na magkaroon ng trabaho. I also was able to refer a lot of persons sa yung kailangan ng mga networks. And then siguro one good thing about being the president of the association, madami kaming projects na nagawa during my term, especially sa teaching people how to prepare taxes. We give them an opportunity to have their own business. So when I was president, I started the Tax Academy sa association. Some people already started their own tax and accounting business. Nagkaroon sila ng courage because meron kaming school teaching them how to prepare taxes. Can remember 5 right now na nag-start na ng kanilang business because of that academy.
Anong prinsipyo mo doon? Kasi the others, pag master ko na to, I don't have to share it. Why do you still share
Nung
what
una, I have my doubts kasi nga, why would I be teaching people na magiging competitor ko? Di ba? Kung mag-tax and accounting sila, kalaban ko na sila. Pero sabi ko, it's my way of giving back to the profession unang-una. Tsaka, clients come and go. It's a big ocean in Toronto.
Oo.
Hindi naman pa saturated ng tax preparer. Saka ano naman, siguro may edge ako kasi may experience na ako. I've been there for 17 years, 18 years. Sila nag-uumpisa pa lang. So, my edge, ang experience.
And the good karma will come back.
Yeah, and the good karma that comes with it. Right now, iba, pag may problema sila sa kliyente nila, nagtatanong, I help them.
That's one thing when people realize that there's a lot of spaces on top na hindi lang naman isang tao ang pwede sa taas.
Yeah.
Oo. On that note, Sunny, if there's anything else that you wanna say?
Yun lang naman. Thank you so much for the invitation again.
And thank you so much for coming and sharing the stories. Very interesting. Nakakatuwa ang colorful life ni Sunny Martinez. Thank you again, Sunny, for coming.
Thank you.
And
Anything that I can help, especially regarding tax, I'm here. One call away or one email away.